Hello, this is Alistair Goodale from GT Driving School again. This is one of my periodic videos on Sevenoaks roads and how to drive them for your driving test. We're going to do some more country roads today. We're going to do a particular road called Britain's Lane. Britain's Lane basically circumnavigates all the sort of major hubbub that is Sevenoaks and goes from one end of town to the other, but in a much more sort of quiet, countrified way. It's quite straightforward. There's no real sort of problems with junctions and anything, but it is still a country road, which means that it's going to be a little bit tight, a little bit narrow, with white lines disappearing from time to time. It also has one or two private schools on it, which means that from time to time there's an awful lot of traffic. So we're going to have a go at that. Now we're starting off at the bottom of Sevenoaks in Riverhead, and we're going to climb the hill up towards the major part of town, but then turn right into Britain's Lane and head all the way up to the stop line, where we will stop and turn right. And then we'll follow some more country roads, and then we'll head up to the major part of the main road that then leads back into town. So here we go. So we're just going to get round our big John Lewis van first of all, and then come out this car park, and we'll be turning left. Now there doesn't seem to be anything here. We've got to turn left, unfortunately. We want to turn right, but we can't do that on there because there's no right turn. Now on this roundabout we're going to have to go all the way around it, so we're just going to be nice and gentle because the people around it won't be expecting us to go round. That's it, although it's entirely possible. And we're moving on up the road. So we've got a few parked cars here on the left hand side. We're just moving us into the middle of the road. We're not over the white line yet, so that's fine. Shouldn't be too much trouble. Continuing up the hill. It is a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, so keeping it under the 30 is a good idea. So trying to go for about 28, that sort of thing, is the best thing. As we come up the hill, we're going to be finding a warning sign, a triangle sign, that tells crossroads, and we're going to be turning right at this crossroads. So we're going to check main and right, indicate right, and move into a lane in the middle of the road. It's not very well painted, but it's still there, and nothing coming, so we're going to go round to the right into Britain's Lane. Now according to the sign there, patrol nearby. I don't see any patrols, so we'll continue down the road, just being wary that there might be something. Now this road is a 30. It's quite narrow, it's quite windy. The locals might well be bombing down the road in the middle of the road, so just being a little bit cautious. Keeping well to the left on this right hand bend, following it round, starting to climb the hills. There'll be some parked cars here, and we're going to be sort of moved into the middle of the road. We're still sort of keeping towards the white line, sort of slightly on it, but that's okay, just taking our time, especially with that car coming through. And we're just pushing on. Little smart car just turning round, that's fine, he's got out of the way. And we can continue up the hill. All fairly clear at the moment. Not too many signs of any mums on a mission up towards school. Dog walkers crossing the road. It gets a bit narrow on the right hand side of the road, so we're just backing off, a little bit of brake just to get through. Everything's fine. Again, just pushing on a little bit, just being aware that there's a car behind me. There's no real way that they're going to be able to get round, so that's okay with me. Still just pushing on up the hill. Everything looks good. Keeping it under 30. A few street lights, no speed limit signs, so therefore that should reassure you if you're not sure what the speed limit is. But that really is the best thing to do, is if you're not sure what the speed limit is, always default to 30. And then as soon as you find any different, you can always change that speed. So continuing up the hill. Just being a little bit distracted from the sunshine on my right hand side through the trees. Can be a little bit of a problem, but okay at the moment. Up ahead, the pavement visibly moves out to the right, so all of a sudden we lose a white line in the middle of the road. Also, we're just coming up to the private schools, and there's no sign of any sort of real traffic problems or anything, but just trying to make sure that we keep on my side of the road as we go up the hill. As we go up to the top of the hill, we'll start to see a stop sign. Now we stop at the line, not the sign. So we know that there is a stop line coming up, so we're checking main and right, indicating upwards, slowing it down, following it round, and we're going to have to stop at the line. Stopping at the line, handbrake on. Now taking handbrake off again, and just checking left and right to see if there's anything coming, and having to just edge our way forward to make sure that everything is fine. So everything is good, we'll just keep on moving forward through the dappled road of light and shade, being aware of that cyclist that was just coming through. So we're just moving on nice and gently, still just a 30 at the moment. And then all of a sudden we come across the black and white national speed limit signs, and we can move on a little bit quicker. Now, first of all, you really wouldn't want to go much quicker than 30 anyway at the moment. The road is still quite narrow, quite twisty, difficult to see around corners. But you could just go a little bit over 30, maybe 35, touching 40 maybe if you're feeling confident. But the road will straighten out a little bit in a minute, and you can then start to stretch your legs a bit more. So we're just adding a bit more gas as we creep up to 40 now. The road's got unusually wide at this point. We've got a white line in the middle of the road, sign telling us about turning right for Hyde Hill. We don't need to do that, we're not going that way. Going over the top of the hill. So we're pushing on towards 50 at the moment. We've got a bend up ahead, slow written on the road, so we're just backing off again, starting to brake, just a little bit of brake, going around the corner, and all of a sudden the white line disappears and we're back into a country road again. Why that happens is anybody's guess, but it's just something we need to deal with. So I'm now doing 25 miles an hour around these corners, just making sure that everything's fine. Continuing down this road, it's a little bit on the bumpy side, as you may see. And we're just sort of doing 30 at the moment, although technically it is a national speed limit. Pushing on up. Now, slightly interesting here, we've got an upside down triangle warning sign telling us that there's a stop line up ahead, and then a little bit further up, the stop sign that tells us there's a stop line up ahead. So we're going to go straight ahead, and we're going to have to stop at the stop line. So rolling up and stopping at the line. I'm going to put the handbrake on, taking the handbrake off again, checking that, oh, there's a car coming, so we'll just sit on the brake again, checking left and right, everything looks good, we're crossing over. Don't dawdle, get a move on. Don't need to be wheel spinning or anything, but just move across nice and briskly. And we're just pushing on up the road, keeping on our side of the road, just lifting off every now and again if when there's a car coming the other way, just making sure everything's fine. Just road. So we're going to check main and left, indicating left, slowing it down, round the corner, quick pause, everything's good, follow it round. This stretch of road is now 40 and we're finished for the video.